This week in Jamaica Now, the government to convene a commission of inquiry into the Tivoli operation. Residents call for compensation now. Cops arrested for carnal abuse of 15-year-old girl. Ritz-Carlton hotel to be closed, more than 400 workers to lose their jobs. And new Venezuelan government backs Petro Caribe deal. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
Hey moms, today our show is dedicated to you for all your wonderful work that you've done and continue to do.
Challenge is just how frustrating they are. Sometimes they don't listen. You know, my mother used to tell me, if you don't hear, you'll feel, and they always have to go to the feeling part. They don't listen.
I'm Heather Cummings, and this is Jamaica Now. The Cabinet is now working on the terms of reference for a commission of inquiry into the May 2010 Tivoli Gardens incursion. The Portia Simpson-Miller-led Cabinet gave the go-ahead for the inquiry following a recommendation by the Public Defender Earl Witter in an interim report to Parliament. The Office of the Prime Minister issued a statement saying the report raises issues of national importance. Meanwhile, while welcoming an inquiry, residents of Tivoli Gardens say they want compensation now to ease the hardship they continue to face as a result of the operation.
Them can't give back who you lost. We want justice, we want compensation.
I work first to get some money right now, you know. This is one of my fridge, my shop, you know, I'm right now from man, me feeling a pain.
Inquiry, I go bring out who is at fault, but at the meantime, what happened to we who suffer?
Because right now, I'm looking at each person who our house mash up. We suppose we can get over $1 million. We're not settling for less than that. When some of the police them come into your house, them say, what's so present set to know? We don't have all AC, them I read them start mash up with things them. So we don't have no look plan things. Those who lose loved one now, you know, come on man, you have to deal with them different. That never erase the memory.
And former Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for West Kingston, Edward Siaga, said he does not support an inquiry into the 2010 Tivoli operation. He says the focus should be on making amends to victims. More than 70 persons were killed and dozens were injured in the Tivoli operation. 2 policemen attached to the St. Catherine North Police Division are now in custody on suspicion of carnal abuse. They were held this week by their colleagues from the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offences and Child Abuse. It is reported that both men had sexual intercourse with a 15-year-old girl. The child reportedly related her ordeal to a relative. A subsequent report was made to Sisoka and an investigation launched. The probe resulted in their arrest. More than 400 workers at the Ritz-Carlton Golf and Spa Resort in Rose Hall, St. James, are to lose their jobs when the hotel closes next month. The hotel, which has been for sale for almost a decade, has now been sold, and the positions of the workers are to be made redundant. The opposition spokesman on tourism, Ed Bartlett, has expressed concern that the closure of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel will be a blow to Jamaica's tourism offering. He says the property is Jamaica's premier internationally acclaimed high-end resort. In the meantime, he's appealing to the government, which is a part owner of the hotel, to protect the interests of workers. Jamaican investors in the failed Ponzi scheme Olint could be closer to receiving compensation. The United States Department of Justice has indicated that persons who lost money from investments in companies operated by convicted fraudster David Smith may be eligible to receive compensation from the government. The department says this will be done through a process called remission. A date has not been set for the payout to begin, but the department says only those who invested in Olint during the period February 3, 2005 to July 15, 2008 will be eligible. David Smith is serving a 6-year sentence in the Turks and Caicos Islands after being convicted in a U.S. court in September 2011 on multiple counts of wire fraud and money laundering. As part of his sentence, Smith was ordered to forfeit assets seized by federal authorities. The Jamaican and Venezuelan governments are to work out a new payment deal under Petro Caribe, which could see Jamaican cement being sold in that market under a special arrangement. The deal came as the Venezuelan government gave its assurance that there are no plans to halt Petro Caribe. Energy Minister Philip Paulwell says the assurance was given during talks at the recently held Petro Caribe summit. There were fears that the deal could be in jeopardy following the death of Hugo Chavez. Under Petro Caribe, Jamaica and other Caribbean countries benefit from preferential rates when buying Venezuelan fuel. Mr. Paulwell says the government will now be moving to maximize on Petro Caribe. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter @Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook @Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Heather Cummings. And as we go, we bring you snapshots of the Gleaner TVJ tribute to Mama.
Conceived in your womb, like a flower I bloomed. How you do what you do, you're a superwoman. Felt the love in your touch, although we had it so rough.
My name is Mistress Selma Reed. I was born in 1928, and I am living at 5 Rushford Avenue, off the West Bay Farm Road, Kingston 11, Waterhouse. When I say the last stage, I'm in need of definitely. I'm not hiding it because God knows it's true. If you look, you can see the place is under great looks. You couldn't tell me that I would reach to this stage and have living something like this. No, because it's not something like this I used to. From home, coming down to here, failure, failure, failure.
I'll always tell my children, I'll never be on mother. I'll always be mother. Even when I'm old and gray and you are married with children, I will always be your mother, so never forget it. If you obey your parents, you will have long life to fulfill your purpose in life, and you'll be empowered to make a difference in other people's lives. So just be obedient, first to God and then to your parents, and then the rest will fall in line.
Understand that you don't get half dozen of them, you know. You have a mother and you have a father, and that's just it. You don't get spare and extra, and you know, you have to just take care of the ones that you have and love them and try to appreciate them, whatever the situation is, because we all have a story, you know. I know what the story, you know, was with my mother and the interaction that we had, but you know, whatever your situation is, you know, appreciate it to your folks then.